Hey, welcome back to the channel. Working on the Delica D5. It's got a little misfire or like a rough idle, just slightly. So I figure I'll put a little video together on the procedures that I'm going to take to try to get this solved. As I zoom in right here, you can see it barely moving up and down. It's also pretty stinky in the mornings too. It smells like I'm burning fuel. Not sure though, but I did throw the scanner on there, check some stuff out. This gives me the RPM so I can see it going up and down also check the fuel trim. They seem to be fine. I'm not sure about the numbers. And then also I checked the oxygen sensor, and they're between the 0.5 and 0.1 volts, so they seem to be okay too. Next I think I'm gonna try to clean off the mass airflow sensor and the throttle body and see what happens. The mass airflow sensor is pretty easy to get to. It has two Torx bolts right on top and a little plug on the side. Then you can spray it out with some mass airflow sensor cleaner, and you don't want to use carburetor cleaner or anything like too rough on it. And then I'm also checking the rubber seal to make sure that there's not a cracks or if the O-ring is deteriorating. Looks pretty good, so seems like it should be fine. I'm gonna go ahead and spray it out. Even though they look clean, it's a good idea just to still spray them out. It does make a difference. And to get to the throttle body, you just remove two hose clamps, one on top and one on bottom, and it pops right off. There's also a little crankcase hose that slides right off also. Brings you right over to the throttle body, and this one is quite dirty, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean it out with the same stuff I used on the mass airflow sensor. This one was pretty gummed up, so I ended up trying to just wipe it down, trying to get it off. It wouldn't come off, so I ended up scrubbing it down. Okay, got it all back together. Now I got the scanner back on there, checking it out, see how it is. And now it seems to be doing worse than it was before. Not too bad, just a little bit. Definitely worse than it was before. So I'm not sure how that happened, but maybe it's just burning out that mass airflow sensor cleaner that I sprayed into the intake. Okay, next I'm gonna look at I think I'm gonna go for the fuel pump, which this car has the fuel filter on the fuel pump, which is located inside of the fuel tank. Now the fuel tank is underneath the car. They have an access door underneath the passenger side back seat. So the passenger side's back seat has the access door, so you got to remove the seat and pull up the carpet, and then there's a little access panel there. Now I was just looking underneath the car and I seen this little black box under there. Looks like a battery box or some kind of alternative box for four-wheel drive or something. I'm not sure, but I figured let me look inside and see what it is. But I ended up just ripping it off, and it was empty inside, so just left it off. Little weight reduction. Maybe someone out there knows what it's for. You can leave it down in the comments. Thanks. Next, we're going to remove the seat. It's got the 4 bolts, got little pieces of plastic. You just pop them out, and then the seat pops right out. Out there. Next, you're gonna have to remove this seat track, just one of them. It's just on top of the panel. It has 4 bolts, comes out pretty easy. It's holding you up. So there's one line on top of the pump itself and one connector that needs to be removed. The connectors could be pretty brittle, so it's good to be gentle with everything when you're taking them apart. And then on the bottom of the pump, there's one little connector also, a hose that you want to be gentle with too, not to break it. After pulling out the pump, you can see that it's super orange inside of the gas tank. So that's probably some kind of algae growing or something from some kind of water contamination. Anyways, at this point, I ended up pulling some fuel out to check what it looks like, and it looked pretty good. So that means that the algae is probably on the tank itself. It is a plastic tank, so what I'm going to do is put it all back together, clean it all up as much as I can, the fuel pump and the filter, and put it back in there. And then when I run out of gas, then I'll go open it back up and clean it out, do it again. My phone died, so I didn't get the footage on pulling out the fuel, but it was clean when it came out. Thanks for watching.